Most people over 50 think their back pain is just a normal part of getting older. They accept it. They slow down. They stop doing the things they love. But what if everything you were told about back pain was only half the story? There is one simple movement that bone and joint doctors quietly suggest, and almost nobody over 60 is doing it. Keep watching, because what you are about to learn could change how your mornings feel for the rest of your life. In this video, you are going to learn one single exercise that most older people have never even heard of, an exercise so simple it looks almost too easy to help, but so powerful that it works on the exact layer of muscle that your spine has been missing for years. This is not the usual advice. This is not the stretches you have already tried and given up on. This is something different, something quieter, something that works from the inside out. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what it is, how to do it safely, and what to honestly expect week by week. So stay with me until the very end, because the most important part of today's video is saved for last. If you want to stay active, strong, and able to take care of yourself after 40, 50, or even 60, please follow this channel right now. It is completely free and it takes just 1 second. Also, write your age and where you are watching from in the comments below. I read and reply to every single one. Now let us get into it. The exercise we are talking about today is called the dead bug. And yes, the name sounds a little funny, but stay with me, because what this exercise does for your back is not funny at all. The dead bug is a gentle floor movement where you lie on your back, lift your legs to a 90-degree position, raise your arms straight up toward the ceiling, and then slowly lower one arm and the opposite leg toward the floor at the same time, while keeping your lower back completely flat and touching the ground. That's it. That is the movement. It looks simple. It looks almost too easy, but that is exactly what makes it so helpful for people over 50. You see, most back pain in older adults does not come from the back itself. It comes from a deep layer of muscle that wraps around your spine like an inner back support, a muscle that slowly stops working over the years without you even noticing. Every hour spent sitting, every year of less movement, every time life got busy and exercise got pushed aside, that muscle slowly stopped doing its job. And when it stopped, your spine had to take on more pressure than it was ever meant to handle alone. That's where the aching starts. That's where the stiffness comes from. That's why your back hurts after a short walk, or after standing in a shop line, or after a night of sleep that should have helped but somehow made things worse. The dead bug does not work on your outer muscles. It does not ask you to do anything painful or hard. It quietly and gently teaches that deep inner muscle to wake up and start supporting your spine again, the way it was always meant to. Think of it this way. Imagine your spine has had its entire support team slowly walk away, quietly, over many years. Every movement since then, every step and every turn and every time you bent down to pick something up, your spine has been doing that work completely alone and without protection. The dead bug calls that support team back, and the body gets better faster than most people expect. Now let's talk about how to actually do this safely, because doing it the right way is everything with this exercise. Start by lying flat on your back on a firm surface. A yoga mat works well, or even a carpet. Bend both knees and lift them so that your hips and your knees are both at a 90-degree angle. Your lower legs should be flat and floating in the air. Then raise both arms straight up toward the ceiling, directly above your shoulders. Before you move even a little, do this one thing. Gently press your lower back into the floor. Not hard, not in a painful way, just enough so that there is no empty space between your back and the floor below you. This is the most important step of the whole exercise. If your lower back lifts off the floor at any point during the movement, everything else stops working the way it should. Now, slowly lower your right arm back toward the floor above your head, and at the exact same time, slowly stretch your left leg and lower it toward the floor in front of you, both moving together, both moving slowly. Think of moving through water. That is the speed you are looking for. Breathe out as you lower the arm and leg. Never hold your breath. Stop just before your arm or your leg touches the floor. Hold that position for 2 full counts, and then slowly bring both back to where they started. That's 1 repetition. Then switch.
Lower the left arm and the right leg together. Same speed, same breath, same control.
The moment your lower back begins to lift off the floor, stop and make your movement smaller. Do not push through it. A smaller movement done the right way will always give you more benefit than a bigger movement done the wrong way. There is no version of this exercise where pushing through pain is the right answer. For anyone just starting out, begin with 4 repetitions on each side, 2 sets total, with a full 60 seconds of rest in between. Do not rush the rest. The rest is part of the exercise. In your 3rd and 4th week, move up to 6 repetitions per side and 3 sets. After 1 month of doing this regularly, aim for 8 to 10 repetitions per side across 3 sets, with about 30 to 45 seconds of rest between them. Do this once a day. Mornings are the best time because the back tends to be at its most stiff, and this movement gently works through that stiffness without forcing anything. The whole session will take you under 7 minutes. 7 minutes! That is less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. The most common mistake people make with this exercise is going too fast. Speed removes every single benefit this movement has. The second most common mistake is letting the lower back lift off the floor. And if that happens, just make the arm and leg movements smaller. Even a small movement with a flat back works much better than a large movement with a lifted back. The third mistake is holding the breath. Always breathe out during the movement. Always. Now let us talk about who this exercise is perfect for and who should be careful. If you are over 50 and dealing with that familiar dull ache that never fully goes away, this exercise was made for you. If your back is stiff every morning and takes an hour to loosen up, this is for you. If you sit for long periods during the day and feel your back start to hurt by the afternoon, this is for you. If you feel like your core muscles have quietly disappeared over the years and your back is now suffering because of it, this is absolutely for you. Now, if you have had a very recent back surgery, please check with your doctor before starting. If you have a known hernia or recent stomach surgery, the same applies. Get permission first. And if you're in the middle of a pain episode right now, wait until things calm down before beginning. This is not an exercise to push through pain. It is an exercise to use when your body is ready to be gently guided back to strength. Here is what you can honestly expect. In your first week, the movement will feel new, and your legs may shake a little. That shaking is not weakness. It is the deep muscle waking up after a long sleep. That is exactly what is supposed to happen. By your second week, the movement starts to feel more natural. You may notice that getting up from a chair feels a little easier. Morning stiffness may start to get better, not in a big way, but in a way you can feel. By your third week, many people find they can stand for longer, walk further, and move through their day without that background ache always taking their attention. By the end of a full month, the back begins to feel truly supported during everyday life. Not because you've built big muscles, but because the spine finally has its inner team back at work, doing the quiet, steady work of keeping you upright, balanced, and free from pain. And that brings us to the most important thing I want you to take away from today. Your back has not failed you. It has not given up on you. It has simply been waiting for the right signal, the right movement, the right chance. And today, you gave it one. It doesn't matter how long you've been living with this pain. It doesn't matter how many things you've already tried. The body, even at 60, even at 70, still responds, still changes, still wants to feel better. You just have to give it the right chance. One exercise, 5 to 7 minutes a day, done with patience and consistency. That is all it takes to start changing how your back feels, not just in the morning, but all through your entire day. If today's video gave you something useful, share it with someone you care about who is struggling with back pain. They deserve to feel better too. And if you want to keep getting content made just for adults who refuse to slow down and refuse to accept pain as the cost of getting older, follow this channel. We are here every week with something worth your time. Write your age and where you are watching from in the comments below. I truly read every single one, and I would love to hear from you. You showed up today. That already means everything. Now go do your dead bugs.